Hey, what's happening, YouTubers? Back with a brand new action figure review. And before we move on, just want to let you all know, this isn't an AI-powered review. It's just me and my necklace and my thoughts and my Blockbuster shirt. Stupid. But anyways, today we're taking a look at the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Robin Dick Grayson, part of the McFarlane Gold Label collection. This was actually a McFarlane Toy Shop exclusive, and I think it stocked in like April, but I didn't get it at the time of release. I actually got this with the help of my buddy Rob D Toys, so shout outs to you, Rob. But thankfully, he was able to come in through the clutch. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box art first. So it's your standard McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse box with the Gold Label collection tag up there, making this worth like $800. And on the side is the DC Multiverse logo, Robin, Dick Grayson. This is supposed to be this is supposed to be based on his DC Rebirth look. You know, most toy reviewers out there would cut that part out and edit it, but we're doing it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live.
And on the back is the image that this is supposed to be based off of. And just off first glance, the head sculpt looks nothing like that. Anyways, enough about the box art. Let's go and get Robin out of the box. All right, here's the Dick out of the box. Sorry, guys. I had to. Anyways, this Robin figure comes with a plethora of accessories. First things first, though, he does come with the DC base plate that you see with all McFarlane Toys figures. So as I mentioned, this Robin figure comes with a plethora of accessories. He has 3 additional sets of hands, so that's 4 sets of hands total. That's a lot of hands for one Dick. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Just to get a closer look, he comes with a gripping hand, kind of an open hand, which is different designs for the right and left, and then a pointing finger on the right hand and a thumbs up on the left, and the ones on them right now are like a fist hand. So this is awesome to see. He comes with a batarang attached to this string, which is an actual string. This is cool to see. Hopefully they start adding this with other Batman characters in the Bat family, because I think this is a neat idea. I'm not going to undo this knot. I'll do it later for toy photography shots, but this is still cool nonetheless. And just like all McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures, he comes with a data file card. So here's the image artwork of Dick Grayson's Robin that we saw in the back of the box. And when you look at compare with the figure, I mean, obviously they don't really match. I think these are supposed to be based off his Earth 31 look, but I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below. But at this point, I'm not really surprised that the card art doesn't match the figure sometimes, but it's all good. And the back of the card is the actual data file, so feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. All right, now let's take a look at the figure itself. We'll get started with the head sculpt first. And just off first glance, the one thing that's, kind of a drawback for me with this figure is proportion. His head looks way too big compared to the rest of his body. But in terms of the head sculpt, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. You can kind of see this like bluish tint in there, which is a good reference and callback to the comics. Here's an image of it. But also I'm kind of getting, I know you've probably all seen this before in other reviews, but he kind of looks like Corey Feldman with the Robin mask on. But, it still looks good. I get what they were going for. It's just I would have scaled it down a little bit so it didn't look too big on this body. But head sculpt looks all right. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm taking a look at the rest of the figure. At first glance, this looks just like a reuse of the base buck for the Carrie Kelly Robin for the Dark Knight's Return wave, and in a lot of ways it is. However, there are a few minor changes which I'll point out here in just a second, but the reason why I like this base buck is because it's the best one that scales with Batman in the line. It's not too tall like we've gotten with other Robin figures. This one's the perfect scaling size in my opinion. But when you look at it closely, there's a few things that are different. First, like the underwear piece is a little bit different from what the Carrie Kelly Robin used. And if you look in closer, the piece right here, the kind of the skirt piece is different as well. You see the kind of like the detailing right there where it's missing from the Carrie Kelly Robin. The capes are the same and virtually everything else except for those 2 things and of course the head sculpt. But just proportion wise for this, it just looks a little bit weird because his head's too big, whereas the Carrie Kelly Robin, hers doesn't look as bad. I don't know what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into articulation, mainly because I already reviewed it before with the Carrie Kelly Robin figure. Feel free to check that out. But I will say this, it is nice to see a base buck of this size or this short to have double jointed elbows and double jointed knees so you can get Robin in dynamic poses. Now we're going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here's Robin standing next to the Detective Comics Blue Variant Batman from Wave 1. And when I think of Dick Grayson in this Robin outfit attire, I always think of the blue and gray Batman. So let's take a look at Robin and a couple other blue and gray Batmans we've gotten from DC Multiverse line. And next size comparison, here's Robin next to the Year 2 Gold Label Collection Batman. And next size comparison, here he is to the blue and gray variant Hush Batman that we got earlier this year. And here's Robin standing next to all the blue and gray variant versions of Batman's suit, except for the animated series one. I never picked that one up. But which one do you think works best aesthetically with this Robin outfit? The Year 2, the Detective Comics 1000 blue variant, or the blue and gray variant version of Hush Batman? Let me know in the comments below. Next size comparison here is next to some more Batman figures from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the Flashpoint Batman on the left and the Batman 3 Jokers Batman on the right. The next size comparison here is the Dick Grayson Robin sitting next to other Robin figures from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the Carrie Kelly Robin, Damian Wayne Robin, and the Tim Drake Robin. Jeez, I still can't get over how tall this Robin is. And now here, this is why I say this is my favorite base buck, because when looking at the scaling of the other two figures, Damian was a little bit too tall in my opinion, and he was single jointed, whereas this one had double jointed elbows. And then, of course, you all know how I feel about how tall this freaking Robin is. I mean, it's still cool nonetheless to have a Tim Drake Robin in this color palette. I'm looking forward to the other version they're going to come out with later this year. I just wish scaling-wise he was a little bit shorter. But it's all good. Next size comparison here is next to a couple other Dick Grayson figures from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the best Dick ever Nightwing from the Titans wave. Sorry, last one. And then we also have the red version of Nightwing that was in a 2-pack with Red Hood. Last size comparison, and a random one because I haven't done this in a really long time, but still keeping it within the McFarlane Toys brand. Here he is, the next couple of My Hero Academia figures. We have Deku, not Todoroki, and Ochako.
My shit in heart.
Alright, so my overall thoughts on this figure is, it's okay. The proportions still kind of throw me off with the head being a little bit too big, but that's not to take away from the figure itself. Like I mentioned, this is my favorite base buck that they've used for Robin, so it's cool to use it again with Dick Grayson. Another thing is a plethora of accessories. You know, for collectors that collect retail and domestic, we always want to see what accessories we get with it. It's cool to see this thing came with a plethora of interchangeable hands, that string as a batarang, which is pretty cool, and of course, your usual DC base plate and trading card. So in my opinion, I think this is a pretty good offering. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, YouTubers, what you think about this figure. Sound off below, and like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.